This morning, we're spotlighting Supercar Saints. It is a powerful new feature length documentary already on the short list for Academy Award consideration. The film follows Stephen Spice, a young man living with Chiari malformation, a rare and life threatening brain defect. And despite constant pain, multiple surgeries, and overwhelming challenges, Stephen finds joy and strength in the world of supercars and professional wrestling. Man has taste. And the documentary's producer and director, James Hergott, highlights the community that rallied around Stephen, him, and the moments that changed his life. Supercar Saints has already been released on Amazon Prime. It's generating a lot of awards buzz. Stephen Spice himself and director James Hergott are here to talk about the film and the message they hope to share. Good morning, Stephen and James. Good to have you both on. Look
Good
at
morning.
Hey, how are you? Good to see you. And by the way, we should mention that, and I'm going to throw you under the bus, our director, because Stephen was able to figure out his camera before you were. So, of course, the younger person knows the technicals, right? You know how to use your phone better than anybody. Whenever we have a technical issue on this station, we ask the youngest person, and they always know what's going on with it. I
Oh
love
yeah.
that. Awesome.
100%.
But it's great to have you both on. God bless you both. Uh, I got to ask, what for this, and this is for Stephen. What role did supercars and wrestling play to keep your spirits up when you had to deal with all the pain?
It played the biggest part. Wrestling. It all my whole journey started with wrestling, and I was giving up because I had brain surgery, my first one, and the doctor came in not to deliver good news but bad. He said, "You can't be a kid. There's no more roller coasters, no more uh, bouncy castles, no more trampolines, no more being a normal kid, basically." And I couldn't, being a 5 year old, I couldn't handle that truth, that fact. And I gave up. But I saw John Cena on YouTube saying, "Don't give up, don't ever give up." And
Mhm.
he wasn't saying it personally to me, but I felt moved. And that's what started my whole journey. And then fast forward to I've always had a thing for supercars, always, just never fully.
Mhm.
And I fast forward to 2023, and I'm going to a supercar show from that I got tickets to from a charity, and that's where I met James, and that's where I met Swash and everything, and that really pushed my love for supercars.
That's cool. And you got to meet Cena. So, what was it like meeting John Cena?
Uh, it I was like, no words, no words, literally no words, because when he turned heel later that night, I didn't talk for 3 days. So it was awesome. It was really awesome. He's such a good guy. That was my favorite meet of all time, right beside Cody
Very
Rhodes.
cool. That is so cool.
Um,
He seems like a really good guy with a good heart, and just he's a great actor and just very philanthropic. We have to just shift for a second here. I got to ask James, as a filmmaker, what drew you to Steven's story? Obviously, there is an amazing story to tell here.
So originally, I was filming just supercars and their owners, and kind of getting into that because we're in the Northeast as well, and the weather's like this, and I was surprised at how many supercars were around, and I wanted to kind of go into that story. And then to this charity event, Stephen came out to, and he was just such a courageous and outgoing individual that he just kind of took over, and he ingratiated himself with these supercar owners, and in some cases, these guys would spend a couple $1 million a day just to buy cars. The club that I featured, the minimum that you had to have as a net worth was $50 million. So there was a lot of excess. And then you have Stephen, whose parents lost their house because of all the building up bills and everything they had to cover for his surgeries. And he connected with these guys just like he was their best friend. And it was such a dynamic that in terms of humanity, they were connected. And, going into Thanksgiving, it's the kind of story that really, if you're looking for something that's uplifting and motivating and draws on that humanity, it's the type of movie where you can sit and watch it with the family, and you're gonna feel really good by the end of it.
It's about time we have movies like this instead of so much garbage that Hollywood's been pumping out. And this movie blends the high energy supercar culture, which the thing is, you have a lot of snobs who look down on supercars and the whole industry. Meanwhile, as you mentioned, it is a multi-million, multi-billion dollar industry that is probably, I think the whole car racing thing is like the biggest sport in America. People love this. So you blend the supercar culture with the emotional storytelling. So how were you able to keep that balance through the entire film?
Well, Stephen was really the linchpin because he was the human story that drew all these things together. So there's a couple of like really high net worth individuals in the movie that at first they're very excessive. There's one guy, he crashes like 10 of his cars and Ferraris and all this. And there's another guy and he parks in handicapped spots. And at first the audience is going to be like, I hate these guys. But then as they kind of get involved with Stephen, they start to look at things through a different lens. And it's actually very interesting that a kid ends up having an impact on them. And this is all like a real thing. This isn't like a scripted movie. This is just something I was filming. So I didn't know where it was going to go. And by the end of it, there's a couple of revelations about some of the supercar owners that reveals that they actually have a lot more in common with Steven. And it's kind of a shocking thing. And if you can stick around and watch the whole thing, all these stories kind of merge in together. And there's a method to the madness behind it. And it's kind of crazy because if it wasn't for Steven, it wouldn't have come together like that.
Okay. Yeah, that is amazing. Look, we're down to the last 30 seconds. We got to ask for a website for more information. This has Oscar buzz, so people need to watch this over the holidays. What's a website where people can watch Superstar Saints and follow Steven's journey?
You can follow it supercarsaints.com, but go watch it on Prime Video. That's where you can watch it for free if you have Amazon Prime.
There you go. As do I. So I will be watching that. That'll be my assignment this weekend. It sounds like a fun assignment, a good one. Fun in terms of all the energy from the cars, and also meeting and knowing the sweetheart of a young man right here, Stephen Spies.
Stop.
Please come back again. You are awesome, dude. You are awesome, and we want you around for many years to come. A documentary is called Supercar Saints. Stephen Spies director James Hergott. Thank you both for coming on this morning.
Don't give up. Be yourself.
Amen to that. Happy Thanksgiving. God bless you. What a special person. Amen. What a special person.